Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Julie's office, Julie's finished working on paperwork. So she has a flashback of her and Caroline talking. All I know, danger is coming, including a dark secret. What is this dark secret you speak of? I don't know. And it's a flashback in with Roxanne knocking on the door. And Julie saw, and as Roxanne came in, everything okay? Honestly, I'm not certain. Meanwhile, at the Good Charm Manor, as one of the phones was ringing, and as Taya came in the living room and went and got it. Good Charm residence. I'm sorry, Karen and Bradley not here. In fact, they haven't been here for quite a long time. Okay, will do. And as Taya hung up, and as she thinking, I hope everything is okay, Karen. Meanwhile, in the outskirts of London, England, inside the Dryden Park Academy in the dining room, Ashley and John are having brekkie while talking. And as John sits on Wong's wife, honey, you okay? I just have this horrible feeling. You're worried about what Frank and me are up to. It's more than that. It's what Oliver told us. Hey, we're gonna handle whatever it is that has to do with us. But there's more to it, isn't it? Yeah, the feeling that someone is already in grave danger as we know it. Meanwhile, Matt walked past Ashley and John's table towards another table on the other side, where Aaron and Julian are, and they saw him, and as he sat down with them, another year has begun, which means term starting, meaning another year for Miss Drake. Yeah, and we're looking so forward to that. Only we got a few years till we're out of this school. Meanwhile, in Kyle's room, Kyle's lying in bed till someone knocked on his door. It's open, and as Taylor came in, and Kyle saw, and as he sat up, just as Taylor closed the door, and went and sat in the bed next to Kyle. Taylor, what brings you here? I need to talk to you. Meanwhile, in Oliver's room, Oliver got his stuff, and as he headed to the door and opened it, and Tina's standing there. How did you know where I was? Did you really think I didn't know if you were here? I don't owe nothing. I know. So drop the attitude. Let me face that again. What can I do for you? Meanwhile, in Paris, France, at the Good Charm Hotel in Karen and Bradley's suite, Karen's finished lighting the candles by the tub with the bathwater ready. And as she came out of the bathroom to the bedroom, and as she thinking, something's going on, and I don't like it. Meanwhile, in the storage closet, Thomas is lying on the ground unconscious with a bloody knife in his right hand. And as he slowly began to awaken, and surprised to what he saw in his right hand, and as he quickly sat up. Meanwhile, in the courtyard, Mimi and Frank are making out. Just as Vanessa came to where they are and saw what's going on. Mom, Dad, can you please not suck face and pay attention to me for 1 second? And as they pull away in turn and face their daughter. Wow, I cannot believe it. I just did. I thought she was well, I'm not for the matter. So, what do we owe this pleasure? I want in. I'm sorry. I don't really follow. You know what I'm talking about. I want to fulfill the family legacy. Meanwhile, on the other side of the courtyard, Hannah, Ryan, Lucy, Eric, Angela, Vince, Isabella, Sean, and Bradley are talking, just as the coroner people arrive. That family is unbelievable. We don't know who did this. I think I do. I was talking to Steve and Carol earlier, and Steve and I broke up a fight that involves Thomas and Ricky. If I were to guess, I would say Gwen is the person they long to be. Where's Thomas right now? You know what, Dad? I'll find him right now. Wrong! Because the four of you lot is gonna be heading back to school. Mom, you can't be serious. She is, and so am I. I'm gonna go check on my wife. And as Bradley turned and walk away. What the hell is going on here? And as Angela, Sean, Gwen, Rachel, Claire, and Greg arrived and saw the coroner carrying a covered body bag. Who's in there? It's fine. It's Claire and Greg. They're the chief police from Los Angeles. There's been a stabbing. A stabbing? Do you know who's in that bag? And as Gwen realized, please tell me that's not who I think it is in that thing. And as Steve, Carol, and Miles arrived and saw, no, Ricky! Is there a way you can unlock it for a minute? Please. And as the man went and unzipped the bag, revealing to be a head. Who's Ricky's? That's him. I can't. And as Steve hold Carol, just as the man zipped the body back up and took it away. Ricky was found stabbed to death. Alright, given to what's happened, this is now a murder investigation. I'm gonna go call the chief and fill in what's happened. And as Greg turned and walked away, while the others continued talking. I just don't understand this. Who would do something so horrible? I think we all know who's responsible for this. Meanwhile, in the outskirts of London, England, inside the Dryden Park Academy in the dining room, Ashley and John are talking. I assure that all the families are doing fine. John, don't you do that to me. I wouldn't lie to you now. You're thinking too much about this. You know what? You may be right. Between the two of us, we've managed to build an incredible, powerful family. And I couldn't be more proud of that. And as Joshua came and sat down with his grandparents and they saw him, I'm sorry, we didn't realize you wanted to be relax. There's only a few of us here. Meanwhile, on the other side, Matt, Aaron, and Julian are talking. You're worried about the Collins. I know I shouldn't be me. They can't touch us here. It just has to stop. Hey, we promise not to mention. I'm sorry. Maybe the reason to why my parents sent me here along with you two, including Brody Carter. Well, Aaron, Brody, and I are only here due to scholarships. No thanks to your parents. They didn't want to split the four musketeers. Besides, Brody, along with everyone else, are on their way back as we speak. Meanwhile, in Kyle's room, Taylor and Kyle are talking. What's going on? My life has really gotten complicated. How so? Look, I don't want to disclose too much, but I'm gonna need you to pose as my boyfriend. I'm gonna need a little bit more to feed on that, Taylor. You can trust me, although I don't know much about you. Let's change that. Meanwhile, in Oliver's room, Oliver's facing Tina at the door. Can I come in? And as Oliver stepped aside, and as Tina came in, and as Oliver closed the door, and turned and faced Tina, who went and sat in Oliver's bed. I need a favor. Okay, ask away. Your parents are on the board at the Los Angeles hospital, so you want me to ask them to offer you a job. Practicing medicine is one of my many special talents, and I want to use them as such as what? Look, can you do it or not? I'm gonna need an answer to why you want me to ask my parents when you can do it yourself. Meanwhile, in Paris, France, at the Good Chum Hotel in Karen and Bradley's suite, Bradley came in and closed the door and turned and saw a romantic setting in the room. Just as Karen came in from the balcony, and Bradley saw her and she saw him. I was getting ready to send a search party for you. Really? Yes. And as Karen came to rebellious. Anyways, I'm glad you're here, and I'm hoping you're free. I'm all yours. Oh, I like the sound of that. And as they begin kissing each other, and pulled back. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Cause it's about time I showed a man I love why he's so damn irresistible. Meanwhile, in the common room, Thomas came and sat on the bench and began looking around. Just as Jan came to where he is, and he saw, there you are. And as Thomas got up and faced her, what's going on? A murder happened, and from the look on your face, you know exactly what I mean. Oh my God. Come with me. And I should do that. Why? Trust me, it'll become clear when you see. And as Thomas begins to let Jan down the hall. Meanwhile, in the courtyard, Mimi, Frank, and Vanessa are talking. My gosh, Frank, did you hear what I heard? I must certainly have. You two act like you're so surprised to hear that our daughter decided to join the legacy. It's kind of cute and precious. It's better seeing that you rise up, seeing that our competition will cease to exist. Look, I didn't do this for you two. I'm doing this because of me. Meanwhile, in Mildred and Cole's room, Mildred and Cole came in. And as Mildred went and sat down on the bed, just as Cole closed the door and came to where she is. Jan wasn't supposed to see ya. I still can't believe how cowardly people are storming around, stashing. I just want to go home. We will. But in the meantime, and as Cole sat next to the bed next to Mildred, we should hold up telling your parents about our marriage. That is the last thing I need to think about right now. Meanwhile, outside on the other side, Hannah, Ryan, Lucy, Eric, Angela, Vince, Isabella, Angela, Sean, Wayne, Rachel, Steve, Carol, Miles, Claire, and Greg are talking. Claire, get everyone who was here in the ballroom. Okay, Greg, my kids gotta get back to school, then we'll crush them first. I really don't understand, I do, and I'm telling you this, I'm not gonna let them hurt you. Isabella, Sean, Angela, and Vince, I'll start you for a lot. Meet me in my room, 312. I have someone waiting to let you in. And it's Isabella, Sean, Angela, and Vince's turn, and walk away with Claire. The rest of you lot head in, and as the police arrive at the scene, and as Greg went to where they are, just as Rachel, Lucy, and Eric came to where Gwen is. He's gonna pay for this. Them Cullen boys are nothing but cowards. I meant what I said earlier. And as Lucy, Rachel, and Eric turned and head back inside, just as Ryan and Hannah came to where Steve and Carol is. Ryan and I are so sorry for your loss. The only one that's going to be sorry is the bastard who killed my son. And as Ryan turned and stared at Miles, who's aware that Ryan's looking at him. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Julie's office, Julie and Roxanne are talking. Whatever it is, you have to tell me. I really don't know if I should. Julie, this is your best friend and sister-in-law. You have to trust me. We may be in danger. I'm sorry. Did you say danger? Yeah. What did she see? She didn't say much except that a dark secret that's about to be unleashed. Dark secret? Yeah. And as Julie pager beeps, and she sees what it is. Look, I got a patient. Please don't say anything to anyone. You have my word. And as Julie got up and went and left her office. Meanwhile, at the Good Charm Manor in the living room, Taya, Dorothy, and Howard are talking to Olivia with Wilma there. Look, Olivia, your father and I know that she says, come on, Mom. England's a real good place to me, especially meeting a lot of people. You know what? We should let her go with them. There's no need. Besides, we don't have no money and we're not taking any handouts from Bradley. Look, Wilma's my best friend. Please. Besides, there's people there who's gonna look after me. She's right. I have my brothers, Joshua and Eric there looking after me, and I'm certain she can be looked after as well. Also, I have a few people that I know. Do you now? Come on, Mom. Besides, Tristan and Dane are right. We'll be checking on you. So get packed right now, way ahead of you. And as Olivia came and got her suitcase from a hidden spot, and Taya and Howard saw. Meanwhile, in the outskirts of London, England, inside the Dryden Park Academy in the dining room, Ashley, John, and Joshua are talking. As you know, John and I are going to be heading back home. Do you really think it's necessary to be here? Your parents already explained the reason. Yes, I get that. Overall, some of you guys, we want you to be at a safe distance. Do you two really spend your New Year's here at the school? Haven't we told you? Our love's unbreakable, which is no matter where we go, we will always be connected. And as Miss Drake came to the arm, and Ashley, John, and Joshua saw her, I need to talk to you two. Excuse us. And as Ashley and John got up and left with Miss Drake, walking out, and as they all walked past the table where Matt, Aaron, and Julian are, who continued talking, and they sense something amiss. Something's going on. Are you really reading this too deep? Perhaps you're right. I don't know. They look really serious when Miss Drake went to where they are. Either way, we're bound to find out. Any news, whatever it is, it's gonna spread around the school like wildfire. Meanwhile, in Kyle's room, Taylor and Kyle are talking. I'm afraid I'm not following to what she said. Get to know me. See where it takes us. Okay, I can do that. Look, why don't I go get some snacks if we talk more about it? Cool. For starters, my name is Taylor McLaughlin, and although people know me as Taylor Osborne, interesting. Why only a few people? Why don't you get some snacks and I can fill you in when you come back? Okay, and as Kyle got up and went, I left this room. Meanwhile, in Oliver's room, Taylor and Oliver are talking. The thing is, Carol and Steve aren't too fond of me. You do know they're coming to visit prior to returning home, right? Do you miss the real world, rather being trapped in the boarding school? I'm not trapped here. My parents, yes, I know, they sent you to keep you safe from the clowns, but how they know no one works for them or aren't here already? Yeah, you could be very surprised that they hire kids, or even young adults for the matter, suppose as kids, to get information, and as someone knocked on the door. And as Miss Drake came in, and Oliver and Tina saw, your grandparents need to see you in a steady, Oliver. And as Oliver got up and went and left this room. And as Tina came to where Miss Drake is, what's going on? I might as well tell you before you hear it from another source. There's been some bad news regarding Steve and Carol's son. Meanwhile, in Paris, France at the Goodchum Hotel in Karen and Bradley's suite, Karen and Bradley are making out in the clawfoot tub that's filled with bath water. Thank you so much for being the lovely husband that you are. There's no other person I want to be with. And as they continue to make out and pull away, I cannot believe we have such a strong family. Look, there's no use pulling this off any longer. There's something I need to tell you. Meanwhile, in the storage room, Thomas and Jan are looking at the knife and blood that's on the floor. And as she look at Thomas, so you're telling me when you woke up, you were holding that thing in your hand? And as Thomas look at Jan, yeah, that could mean anything. I don't think so. Look, the fact is, Ricky was murdered. Did you say Ricky? Yeah, and it's quite clear it was an accident that happened. It's more than that. The reason to why I found you is to make certain you're safe from harm. And I am. Clearly someone wants to want this guy dead. Or maybe mistaken I did it. What do you mean by that? I killed Ricky Graham. Meanwhile, in the courtyard, Mimi and Frank are talking to their daughter Vanessa. Okay, seeing that your dad and I plan to train you better, you can join them. Sounds good to me. Alright, we will begin training as soon as we get back to Los Angeles. I want to train now. You will, just not now. And as the man came to the arm, I need to talk to you two. Come to our room. Please excuse us. And as Mimi and Frank turned and left the man. And as Vanessa thinking, Meanwhile, in Mildred and Cole's room, Mildred and Cole are talking. Look, I understand this. I don't want to hide any secrets from my parents, but given to what's happened recently, I don't think it's the right time to inform them that we're married. Mildred, you know I'll wait forever for you. That's how much I care about you. I know. Even though I only have a few months before I graduate high school, don't you mean we? After all, I did take an extra year of high school for you. You did. I just feel so much for that family. And as Cole has a flashback standing over Ricky's body after he's been stabbed. And as the flashback ends with Mildred sent someone for her husband. Oh wait, you feeling alright? You sort of drifted off a bit. Meanwhile, in Claire and Greg's suite room, Lucy and Eric are waiting, while Rachel and Claire are in the other room. Ooh, the suspense is killing me. Hey, don't worry. Whoever did this won't get far. How can you be so sure? For all we know, they would have gotten away, not if they wanted to see the fallout. What are you not telling me? And as Rachel came out, Lucy, I'll be back. And as Lucy got up and went to the other room, while Rachel went and sat next to Eric, and as Gwen came in and closed the door and went where they are, and Eric and Rachel saw her.
Gwen, what's wrong?
Where the hell is Thomas? Meanwhile, outside on the other side, Hannah, Ryan, Steve, Miles, and Greg are talking, and as Ryan continued to stare at Miles while the police fencing the crime scene. We need to find Frank and Mimi. Not to worry, I got this. He's right. I'm gonna go for a walk. And as Steve turned and walked away. He's got a lot to deal. Losing someone you care can be very painful. I know. I better call my parents, and they're not gonna like the news when I tell them. And as Ryan also turned and walked away. And as Hannah came to her Gregus. You know, it is so good having Chief Paris let you lead the case. Yeah, because I'm determined to bring down Ricky's killer for good.